going to share with us about the cybersecurity topics in this field. Good afternoon. I'm from ASD. I would like to share with you our experiences and also reflections on Web3 cybersecurity. First of all, the introduction of our organization. We are a cybersecurity expert and a working group from a top network security companies from China. In 2003, we provide cybersecurity and a service for OKBeat mainland as well as other early stage blockchain companies and we also support government institutions while in 2022 we have supported many projects to identify the hackers and also to get back those stolen capitals. We have served many well-known Web3 clients, and including some exchanges and also blockchain browsers and as well as many wallet service. After so many years, we're thinking, what kind of cybersecurity are we really working on? Previously, the fraud team or hackers they are different organizations, different groups. Then they would attack users' data. However, later there have been systematic or professional hackers that develops tools to attack and target assets and acquire data of users. And while for fraud, they would use Trojans to influence key players and then get sensitive data and to generate benefits. After so many years, we found that boundaries between hackers and fraud have been vigor and hacker started to evolve towards a more professional team, and while there's fraud and guns would also leverage tools developed by hacker, and we have observed that here is a fake wallet, and there are access queries from different regions. So there's an SEO. So we found out that this group is fully capable for engineering and operation online. So the procedures is like this. The fraud gangs would send some custom-made links to attract the users to install the app. While the previously attack mainly comes from Android, so APK would be repacked. APK would be repackaged. Then it's not to recompile the whole customer, the APK, but rather to insert some of the codes. This is another attacking method that is a lockbit. Well, if suppose I am a person that in charge of operation and maintenance, or I am an individual who have access to servers or have a certain rights for sensitive assets, then I can download their software like a spy, and once we cheat successfully, then they'll get commission. So the income would be very high, exceeding $100 million. Now I want to share with you the capabilities that we have developed over the years. And first, every day we monitor those mainstream blockchain projects and to find abnormal situations and send alert to them. So we would monitor the large amount of capital flow, loans, and price fluctuations. And meanwhile, the data can be divided into three parts. First is the traditional internet data, Web 2.0, for instance, and it also includes data from the devices of IoT. The second the data is from some networks such as a TG network. There are many corresponding cybersecurity leads. So this is very important for us because once successfully attacked by hacker, TG would be needed, and the third data would be the ones on the chain. We need to leverage an AI to integrate multimodal data for online and offline, as well as multi scenarios, and we need to monitor all the data. And this is the actual surveillance on data for upstream and the downstream by us. Here is a monitoring for deep web or hidden web. So actually in the hidden web, we have observed many hackers' email and also the reward they offer. We see the network domains that have been updated and in large amount, and it sees 200,000 a day. These are from the intercept done by our tools, and we have intercepted over 10 billion attacks in real time globally. And we also marked about 300,000 hackers globally. There are some very active hacker teams, and such as the hacker team from North Korea. There are also their partners in the upstreams and downstream. We would also mark them. You can see the attacks to domestically focused on government information relates to finance and science and technology. So these are the main informations being attacked. So here is a traceability system. So with IP tracing, device tracing, and trace of marked hackers, we basically can find all those hackers' activity. It's obvious that we can identify various of the hacker attacks and also the loopholes that they are using. We can use an in-depth tracing method, and once we have these capability, what kind of products are we serving? So Web3 security trading apps for protections of contracts and for exchanges, and we actually need to increase the protection for users at the C end. So it's possible that we can leverage our safety capabilities to end users. So that is to say, you can scan it and copy and paste before transaction. You'll get to know the information relates to the address and then relates to transaction. We have scores and for safety level, and there are also alerts or risk prompt. Secondly, we have a mainstream project monitoring. So it can be subscribed by users then, such as the transaction fees and changes and all the inflow and outflow of large amount of capitals. All of these informations can help users to understand more. And we would also follow all the transactions that are related to address.
And after scanning, we can get the security information with this related to this address and the transaction. This is our internal product system. We are now opening up this system to external partners. And these data are from multiple scenarios from the internet, the IoT, the blockchain, the dark internet, and also the deep internet. And it can it includes multiple scenarios and multiple models, including the physical spatial world and the societal spatial world. And we can carry out data cleaning, machine learning, and we can enhance and enable the AI plus threats information. And we can also enable smart contract, multiple signature, safety guarantee, etc. And in our safety transaction app have acquired a lot of user feedbacks, and we hope that we can share our data in a wider range. That is why we proposed the eco security, including community tracking, community reporting, and intelligence sharing mechanisms. This is not only sharing between different companies, but we can also promote the data sharing between users after labeling. But of course, we need AI plus capacity for verifying this sharing practice. And once we completed the AI plus capacity, and build all these models for data, we can get a core identity system. We call it a meta account identity system. And in this system, we can track the IP behavior, device behavior, and the user's payment and transaction, and even social behavior. And I can raise one example. When we were tracking a hacker's team, we can link their Xiaohongshu account. For this hacker team, they are very used to show their pictures and of cars of their lives on Xiaohongshu, and we get a lot of intelligence for us to track them and trace their activity and behaviors, bringing lots of convenience to our future detective work. At the same time, we have an entire Web3 security service capability, and we have the virtual asset hosting, including the asset managing business, safety control, risk control, security transaction, and finance management. And the moment we also have the one key collecting, and we can also switch from the cold wallet and the hot wallet. So at the moment, for the mainstream solution, the lion's share of assets are still in the cold wallet, and for these assets in the hot wallet, we can have a regular transferring to the cold wallet when it's been idle for some time. And then in our safety service capability, we have a traceability mechanisms. We can track the funds dynamics at exchanges. And we can also link with previous case information and generate a tracking report. In this report, we can understand the entire transfer linkage of our assets. We can also get the frozen information on some of these collaborative transaction platforms. And we can also generate this very comprehensive traceability report. And third, we have the penetration testing and emergency response. For a hacker event, it unavoidably happens. However, how do we tackle this issue? How do we improve our prevention capability? For example, we can have the red and blue fighting, and we can offer these simulated attacks. And we can simulate our protection mechanism of our assets. The attacks can be based on our actual situation, especially when we are not aware of this company. We are building this penetration test. Sometimes we can work in depth with companies, and after we understand all the in and outs of the company, of their internet space, and we can assume that this company has already been penetrated, then we can start the simulated attacks, and we can start fixing their vulnerabilities. And after fixing these vulnerabilities, we can do regression tests from the perspective of tools. And then we can help recommend some practices for updating and improving their management. This is the Web3 enhancement pyramid diagram. So these cloud include public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. And above the cloud, we have a dark internet monitoring, and we define it as the threat intelligence governance layer. And on top of that, we have the user safety prevention layer, and then we have the application security protection layer. This is how we define and separate our different layers of protection. And we have an outlook. And how should we express this opinion? Let me think about it. When we encounter a hacker attack, the most direct way is our assets are not secure. We can feel that our assets are not secure. I don't need you to tell me who is this hacker. I need to figure out how secure is my asset, and I need to know when attacks happen, how can we respond in a quicker manner? For example, how the exchange can face these challenges, and how can exchange institutions and the community can help protect the assets and respond to external threats. When user is on our app and find about the risk factors for one of their transactions, they can quickly use our NSP app to report the issue. And then we can leverage the power of the Cybersecurity Alliance, and we can share these threats information, intelligence, and quickly help our users stop their loss. And then we can practically help them analyze when and why are there such losses. So what we are trying to do now is practically lowering the security risk of our users in Web3, so we can build a more prosperous Web3 ecosystem. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang Yai, for bringing your insights. I'm